Hey kawan, welcome to EDCReady. Today, I want to talk about how you can turn the beloved Benchmade Bugout into a slip joint. Now, the first question is, why would you want to turn it into a slip joint? Well, if you live in some countries like the UK, you can't have a locking knife above 3 inches. So you're going to still have a problem with this because it is above 3 inches, but you can use the same technique of turning it into a slip joint knife on the mini bugout, and that is below 3 inches, so that should comply with those laws. So the first thing you want to do is, you can see here, first thing you want to do is that when you get it in box, you're going to want to flick it non-stop for about 6 months. So what that is going to do is that it is going to slowly wear in the springs, the omega springs on the inside. Now the omega springs are well known to not be so durable over a long period of time. So as I have shown you in previous videos on my channel, I have snapped not one, but both of the omega springs on both sides. In that video on my channel, I've only broken one, but now, after months and months of constant action, wear and tear, I have now split up and I have now snapped both sides of the omega springs. Next, now that you have broken up the, you have snapped the omega springs, you want to remove this scale. To do that, you want to unscrew the pivot, and then you want to unscrew here, 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 and here. That will give you the ability to remove the scales entirely from the knife. And then from there, you can see the omega springs on the inside. And all you gotta do is you gotta use a little needle or something that's small and sharp to be able to pick your way into the omega spring mechanism, and then lift it up and then remove it from the knife. Now, once you do that, you want to screw everything in, and then you want to repeat that onto the other side to make sure that there is no residual omega spring on the inside. Now, the third step is going to be very important to make this a slip joint, because if you do not tighten the screw enough, it becomes a finger guillotine. So you're going to want to take a T8 driver. Let me show you. I have it right here. This is my kit right here. You want to take a T8 driver, sorry, T10 driver. This is a T10 driver, Torx bit, and then you just want to tighten this just to the point that it's completely tight, to the point that it can no longer swing shut, which is one of the benefits of an axis lock. But you tighten it there to the point that it doesn't swing shut anymore. And as you can see, you can definitely hold this as a slip joint. There is no locking mechanism holding this knife together at all, and as a result, you can have this knife legally a slip joint knife. See, it opens up and then it closes. You can even flick it out with your thumb and your index finger, and then it doesn't lock up, but you can still use it for any kind of push cuts that you want to do. But in certain situations where you want to use it for a little bit more hard use, what you can do is that you can just push this guy off to the front, and then it kind of becomes like a pseudo lock. Now, mind you, you will want to hold it down, because the minute this guy shakes down, it becomes a non-locking blade again. So you want to make sure that if you're doing this, you're holding the knife like so, to make sure that the bar doesn't back up into the disengaged position. So you want to make sure the lock bar is there. That way, the knife cannot close on you because it is technically locked. But of course, a lot of people, when they check this, they do not know this. Just make sure it is in the disengaged position. Now, you can also tune this, because maybe you do not want it to, because maybe, for example, you want to be able to close it one-handed, like I'm doing now. But if you want it to be a little bit smoother, you can just take the T8 bit kit, Torx bit, and then just change it, just unscrew it, maybe a 16th or 32nd of a screw, and then now you can still do that. It will still hold, but it's a lot smoother to close, just like that. And you can even go a little bit more than that, which is what I like to do. I like to leave it around here, but you can unlock it, and then you can even flick it down just by using momentum. But if you're a little bit worried about your safety, you can just tighten it up a little bit like I did. Now, of course, you do not need to play with your knife and fidget with your knife until the omega springs break. You can, for example, just open it up and then just remove the omega springs, put it aside, maybe next to your omega watch, and then use it as a slip joint. And again, we have this nice little lock, which I will now call the axis thumb lock, to make sure that you can use it safely without it going down onto your finger. And then you can just unlock it and then just leave it unlocked to keep it as a slip joint knife. Okay guys, thank you very much. Hope that helps you a lot. Just remember, this is an April Fool's joke, because this is uploaded on the 1st of April. And yeah, thanks guys, and stay ready.